Back to Washington, D.C. 2 days later.
Right. Jonathan Levine at the New York Post, I think maybe a month or two ago, had a big story about that, talking to political operatives who they say have fixed elections. And they said it's very easy to do and that they've done it many times before at multiple levels of government. And I think there's a number of points here. Number one, I think it goes back to how in swing states, in particular states like Arizona or Pennsylvania, or really anywhere, the news media just have such a fundamental problem here where they're putting their trust immediately in the government. I think, Greg, you've been a journalist for a long time. The point is you're not really supposed to trust what the government is telling you. Or really anybody. You're supposed to verify. And that's not what we're seeing here. You're taking at face value what is being said, but people gathering outside Maricopa County's elections department demanding transparency and counting the votes there. Arizona's an open carry state, and they're wearing bulletproof vests. Oh my gosh, this is so terrible. I'm fearing for my life
where
here.
They're putting their trust immediately in the government.
A pettiness and a vindictiveness that we're seeing right now with the news media, and there's no curiosity whatsoever because it's a
Very interesting. Yes, lack of curiosity. It's interesting. It's used to be why people went into it, curious people. Now I think it's just those who are trying to bolster an Instagram following, or they want to become influencers more than journalists. Thank you very much, Curtis Howe. Check him out at Newsbusters. We appreciate it, sir.
Anytime, Greg.
All right, next up, we go to the White House. Emerald Robinson is standing by. Emerald, thank you so much. I know you've been talking directly to folks inside that building behind you. What's happening?
Well, what we're hearing tonight, Greg, is that there's several people within this White House pressuring President Trump to concede the election to Joe Biden. That's from people we have talked to both here on the White House grounds, but also outside in the campaign. Now, when I ask these people, how many people are asking the president to do that? How many people are putting pressure on them? Is it 50-50? Is it 60-40? The consistent number that we've gotten, or percentage estimate, is 30%. Trying to get him to concede. But the important part about this small one-third faction of people here who might be asking him to do so, Greg, is that his high-level senior administration officials, including the chief of staff for the vice president, who is a former White House legislative director. Now, Greg, if you'll recall last night, we talked about the fact that the GOP hadn't been coming out in support of the president in a big way. Since then, some high-profile GOPers have, like Texas Senator Ted Cruz, but still the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell remains very coy on the subject. Today, he sent out a tweet suggesting that every legal ballot should be counted and every illegal ballot should be thrown out. But he also suggested that there would be a peaceful transition of power. Last night, we talked about the fact that Axios reported that he was signaling to Joe Biden that in the event of a Biden administration, he would work with him on confirming his nominations. Now, despite all of this, Greg, we are told by people close to the president that he remains committed to conducting this fight. He's committed to fighting, and as evidence of that, the president in the last short while, he did tweet tonight saying, Joe Biden should not wrongfully claim the office of the president. I can make the claim also. Legal proceedings are just now beginning.
Well, I hope he doesn't quit. And we pointed out in the early part of the show, I know he's not. I mean, that's not his nature, and we have a lot of avenues. Just real quick, what state are they most hopeful about right now? Where do they think they've got the greatest case?
Well, from everything I've been hearing, they've been most hopeful about both Arizona and Pennsylvania. Clearly, Georgia's becoming more problematic, and they're just now assessing that situation. So I'm not quite sure how they feel about Georgia. But those are the three they're looking at.
All right. Emerald Robinson, we appreciate it. Live from the White House tonight. Thank you very much, Emerald Robinson. All right. Not going to quit. Again, so many options available. Let's stay on this. We'll be right back with Kimberly Guilfoyle, talking about sources at the White House. Very senior position at the campaign, very tight with the Trump family, and an all-round great person. We'll be right back.
A storm is coming. You cannot defeat the storm. I am the storm, the great American grizzly. Introducing the original Trumpy Bear. Just find the secret zipper and pull out the American flag themed blanket. Then wrap yourself in the red, white, and blue for comfort and warmth. Show your patriotism and proudly display Trumpy on any American holiday.
God bless America and God bless Trumpy Bear.
Trumpy Bear loves to cruise with his brother.
I'm a former Marine, and I'm proud to have Trumpy Bear ride by my side.
When I ride with Trumpy Bear, he makes my golf game great again. Thank you, Trumpy Bear.
Simply style his trademark hair and place him in his favorite chair. Even the toughest guys will love Trumpy Bear. Order the Super Plus Trumpy Bear for only 2 payments of $19.95 and receive a special certificate of authenticity. Order now.
To order your Trumpy Bear, call 1-800-330-5735. That's 1-800-330-5735. Or you can go online at thetrumpybear.com. Order now.
Do you listen to the TV on high volume or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from hearing aids. Don't waste thousands on expensive hearing aids when you can get Nano's revolutionary technology for just $297. Don't be fooled by higher-priced hearing aids. The CIC Recharge is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. With rechargeable technology many customers say is superior to more expensive models. Call now and get not one, but 2 Nano hearing aids for just $297. Plus, we'll add a portable charging case and ship your order absolutely free. The CIC Recharge has a tiny in-the-ear canal design that is nearly invisible. Why keep missing out on important conversations or waste thousands of dollars? Call and get 2 CIC Recharge hearing aids for only $297 and free shipping.
800-561-9945. Again, that's 800-561-9945.
Organization in the history of American politics.
What do they call that? A Freudian slip? That's what I think that was. I really, really do. We're joined now by Doug Weed, presidential historian, author, Inside Trump's White House, a great book. Craig Shirley, Reagan biographer and presidential historian. Way too many books to mention. Newsmax analyst. Welcome to you both. Wow, we're in a bit of a pickle, but I think there's all kinds of hope. Craig, first to you. Just give us the lay of the land. What's on your mind tonight?
Well, I mean, I think like everybody in America tonight, Greg, I want an honest count. That's all. That's really what I want. Is that all votes that were cast as of midnight on election day should be counted. Anything that was postmarked on election day should or before should be counted. And really, for the sake of the nation, I share with everybody else is that I just want an honest recount, and I'd like the nation to move on at some point. You know, whether it's Trump is the winner or whether it's Biden is the winner. I mean, obviously, I hope it's Trump is the winner, but I'm worried right now a little bit about the state of the country right now.
Well, the state of the country, I think is just fine, because I'm hearing from a lot in the media, Trump should do the gracious thing and just accept what we're trying to create right now, which is this notion, I believe false, that the game is up, that it's over. I don't see it that way, particularly how close the situation is in Pennsylvania. Doug, we can do more than one thing at a time in this country. In 2000, how long was that election unresolved? How long did it last? 6 weeks, 2 months? What was it?
A long time. In fact, Al Gore finished his court challenges in December. So here we have the national news media trying to rush this. It hadn't been a week, and they're saying, that Trump's so unreasonable and for the sake of the country. These are the people who told us he was a Russian spy for 3 years and that this would be a close election. Now they're telling us there's no fraud. Trust me, there's no fraud. By the way, Greg, you've got great researchers on this show. I don't know where they got that clip you opened with, but that's great.
Which one? You mean the old election from 1976?
No, the one where Joe Biden is saying we've got the best organization for fraud. That's ever been put together.
Well, hey, from 1974 when Joe Biden was on a show called The Advocates on public television. He acted like nobody was watching. He certainly acted like a guy who didn't think this would be reviewed many years later. But you got to see how cocky this guy is and how he's kind of, well, take a look.
Senator Biden, welcome to The Advocates.
Thank you. Good to be here. Senator Biden, it's nice to have you here. As the youngest member of the Senate, the one, therefore, who may expect the longest career there, I wonder if you'd say to us, since it's clear that you're not corrupt and you got elected, why should people think are? Well, I'm not.
And walk at the same time. This country, has taken on war, depression, civil rights struggles, and everything else. So we'll handle this too. But I do think that there has to be a point where everybody just has to just to calm down and allow the process to work its way through and let the truth fall where it may.
The interesting thing is, since there have been so many issues and scandals and things in the news for a long time, a lot of fake scandals, by the way, the general public, they're kind of taking this in stride. I don't know if it's COVID or what. Doug, have you noticed that? It just doesn't, it seems like the news cycle continues in a weird way, or am I misreading it?
All of my friends are stunned.
Okay.
They're just stunned by what has happened. I mean, how can we trust the news media to explain this story of fraud when they told us this election wasn't even going to be close, and they've told us for 3 years the guy's a Russian spy? It's just so outrageous. You can't trust anyone. You can't talk to anyone online because it'll be censored. It's an unusual world we're living in. And that video you just showed of Joe Biden shows the big difference between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Donald Trump had money and openly admitted as a businessman he'd donate to these politicians so they do what he wanted. That was the reason he wanted to run, was to end that corruption that Joe Biden says is so normal.
I know. Right around that same time, a couple of years later, Donald Trump said, I don't know if I could do politics because you got to have a big smile and not much of a brain. And when he offered that explanation, it's a perfect description of Joe Biden, the guy he'd run against so many years later. Gentlemen, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much, Doug Weed and Craig Shirley. Wow, I think we've got time. I think we can sort this out. And I think we will prevail. We will see. But gentlemen, thanks again, okay?
Thanks, Greg.
You bet. All right, coming up, Kimberly Guilfoyle. Is she here yet? Okay, she's here. She's next.
Hi, I'm Lori Grenier, an inventor and entrepreneur, but many of you know me as a shark on Shark Tank. I discovered a convenient purse that allows you to use your phone right through it. And I loved it so much, I had to bring it to all of you. Watch this.
Tired of fumbling with your phone? Digging in your purse to find it? Uh-oh, drop it and phones cost a fortune to fix. Or when you leave it somewhere? What a nightmare. And now, it's more important than ever to keep your phone clean. Introducing the Touchscreen Purse, the incredible new way to have instant access to your phone through the touchscreen window. The revolutionary Clear Smart Touch window technology makes it easy to text, email, surf the web, and even talk right through the clear protective window without ever removing it from your purse. Never worry about dropping your phone or leaving it behind. With the Touchscreen Purse, you never need to remove your phone from your purse. And when you take it out, it's as clean as when you put it in. And the clear window keeps your phone clean from smudges, germs, and grime. There's room for your phone, credit cards, makeup, cash, and more. Any size smartphone fits, just slide it in. Plus, the touchscreen purse is lightweight and super thin. It's a stylish purse that goes with any outfit. The strap adjusts so you can wear crossbody or over the shoulder. So, forget worrying about keeping your phone safe. Now you can have peace of mind.
I love my touchscreen purse. It's so convenient, and I hope you love it too.
Now, touchscreen purse backed by Lori Grenier is just $19.99. That's an incredible value for a stylish purse that puts your phone at your fingertips. But wait, for Lori's best offer yet, you can get a second touchscreen purse free. Just pay separate processing and handling. That's 2 touchscreen purses for just $19.99. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-374-5017. That's 1-800-374-5017, or you can go online to gettouchscreenpurse.com. Order now.
Attention Zantac users. The FDA requested manufacturers to pull Zantac and products containing ranitidine off the market, noting exposure to unacceptable levels of a cancer-causing agent. If you or a loved one was diagnosed with cancer after regular use of Zantac or ranitidine products, you might be entitled to financial compensation. Pay nothing.
Call 800-847-1168.
Each year, Americans waste $21 billion by overpaying on car insurance. That's why I went to thezebra.com. Because while every company claims to save you money on car insurance, The Zebra shows you who actually can.
Compare car insurance for free at thezebra.com today.
35 years ago, fly the Atlantic. Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? We choose to go to the moon.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Tonight we are a country awakened to danger and called to defend freedom.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
One day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
The land of the free honors the bravest of the brave for their sacred pledge to protect our freedom, our Constitution, and our way of life. We will always remember you. We will always salute you.
So Donald Trump gets a historical percentage of minority votes. And there are counties where between 75, 100,000, in some cases, I guess there was 23.5 thousand ballots show up. Not one single Trump voter. They also happen to be ballots that don't talk about any of the races other than president. Does anyone believe that this is possible? No! Because it's not. It's a statistical impossibility, and yet it's happening not just once, but over and over again. This is the kind of nonsense that has to stop.
Donald Trump Jr. making an impassioned, beautiful case for his father. And we're joined right now by his significant other. She happens to have a very significant role in the campaign, National Chair of Trump Victory Finance Committee. Kimberly Guilfoyle, welcome back. How are you?
Great to be here with you.
All right. You're fresh back from Georgia, right?
Literally, yes. Was there last night. Don Jr. did a phenomenal job, just really impassioned, as you said, making the case to say, listen, we all want the same thing in this country, right? We want a fair, election. We want votes to be counted that are valid, that are legal, and we want votes that are invalid and illegal tossed out. It's that simple, and every American should want that. We request the transparency, the ability to examine these votes, and to make sure that this actually isn't somebody, trying to steal the election. And that's why we're making such a robust legal challenge in all of these states, Georgia included. And that's Vernon Jones, who was there with us last night as well. We had Sonny Perdue there today, and we had Lynn Wood, who we also retained for the campaign to be able to help lead this charge. The president requested that he get on board, and he was happy to do so.
Lynn Wood is one legal powerhouse. Now, look, the mainstream media, and I think you've got to spread the word maybe in the rank and file, they are really pushing the narrative that this thing is essentially over, that there's no such thing as voter fraud. I don't believe any of that, by the way, but they are relentlessly pushing that, and I think they're hoping that it catches on, even with people who
Bottom line is we will present compelling evidence that will be persuasive. We are doing what we're entitled to do constitutionally, which is take it through the legal process, challenge it in the courts, and then we will decide. And that's the bottom line. But is our position right here? You can't have it. It makes no sense. Our position is President Trump is the elected president, and he will be the one that prevails at the end of this process. And we're going to be thorough. It's what the American people deserve, to make sure that the right person is in the White House and not someone who, through the benefit of ballots showing up at the last minute, malfunctioned, a water main breaking in Georgia conveniently, and they told everybody to go home. And then guess what resumed? The counting resumed, and Fox 5 actually got it on tape, and so they're being asked to come forward with that, but they didn't air it.
Something interesting happened. A lot happened on election night, but at about 8 o'clock, Florida, great big electorally rich Florida, went to Donald Trump at about 8 p.m. Newsmax called it. Here's that moment.
Florida 51-48 right now. That has been called for the president.
That's in Florida what we call a landslide.
It's always a tight state. He keeps Florida, Sean.
7:45, actually, East Coast time. Wild that NBC didn't call it until well after midnight. Right. And my theory is that spooked the mainstream media and Democrats, and it sent their plans, whatever they may be, into high gear. That they realized they had to scramble to make this thing happen. Am I onto something?
Yeah, I mean, just listen, it's common sense. Do you really think that the American people are the naive and aren't asking questions? You see, everybody wants, to know what happened here, what transpired, and what's wrong with actually making sure that valid votes are counted and tabulated. This is the problem that we're having here. And so this election, I don't see any way, shape, or form where you can call, Joe Biden president-elect, because he doesn't have the votes. And that's the facts. And we're still counting in Arizona. They're still counting in North Carolina. They're still counting in Pennsylvania. They're still counting in Georgia. We're expecting the military ballots to come in, some 8,000 votes. Some of them will have already been taken into account, but a majority of them will not. We're waiting for that. We should know more on Monday. That's it.
These are very, very tight races. But again, with Florida is so diverse, and it's so big, and it's so electorally rich, and it went so decisively to Donald Trump. Doesn't that? And by the way,
in a very specific way, where he was able to also get more votes from suburban women, from Latinos, from Hispanics, all of the above, Cuban Venezuelans, Puerto Ricans, and African Americans. So that's disturbing. That's what's shaking right now the left and the liberal establishment.
And they also had a mail-in program that was established many years prior, so they knew how to do it. Whereas Pennsylvania, I believe, and Wisconsin and Michigan were kind of jamming these programs in last minute. They didn't have it wasn't perfected. Fair enough.
Absolutely. And so Governor DeSantis actually ran a very good program there and was making sure that everything was legal and valid. And that's what you want. We're looking for irregularities, problems that have happened here. Do you think it's fair to dilute somebody else's vote by letting someone vote twice?
I don't.
Good.
Okay.
That's the correct answer. Yeah. It wasn't a trick question.
What are you going to do? Mark Halperin is here a lot, and he talks about the PR campaign to this. And, In 2000, they appointed Jim Baker, former Secretary of State,
That's
to
right.
marshal the effort. With this administration, appropriately so, the president is in charge. But will there be a recount czar? Will there be someone on the ground who's kind of in charge of this overall effort?
Well, what's interesting is, yes, you want to say more of an overall approach, but it's very systematic what we've done. We have, teams implemented in each of these states. We have a phenomenal team in Nevada. We have, Rick Grinnell there and the former Attorney General, Adam Laxalt. So they're heading up that operation. We also have the Attorney General, Sean Reyes from Utah, is helping that team. We've got a great team in law firms, in play right now in Arizona. In Georgia, like I said, we have Sonny Perdue, we have Vernon Jones, we have Lynn Wood, we have Stefan Passadino, and we also have Cleta Mitchell in there as well. So this is really top notch. And of course, the senators that are in for the runoff, we have Loeffler in there as well, and Perdue.
Ralph Lauren, the guy from Polo? What? No, do me a favor. You got all those lawyers. Got a couple more minutes?
Yeah,
Can you stick
sure.
around? Give me 3 more minutes, all right?
Hey, you
We'll be
got
right
it.
back with Kimberly. Stay with us.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and as you know, my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets. I started by using the world's best cotton called Giza. It's only grown in a region between the Sahara Desert, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Nile River. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. My Giza sheets also include full 21-inch wide pillowcases that will fit over any pillow and deep pocket sheets that will fit over any mattress. The first night you sleep on my sheets, you'll never want to sleep on anything else.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now to get your very own MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets. Giza Dream Sheets are available in a variety of colors. Use the promo code and Mike will give you 2 for 1 low price and free shipping. That's right, get 2 for 1 low price.
The CIC Recharge is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. With rechargeable technology, hearing aids were just $297. Plus, we'll add a portable charging case and ship your order absolutely free. The CIC Recharge has a tiny in-the-ear canal design that is nearly invisible. Why keep missing out on important conversations or waste thousands of dollars? Call and get 2 CIC Recharge hearing aids for only $297 and free shipping.
800-561-9945. Again, that's 800-561-9945.
Everyday work, exercise, and stress leaves your body in a painful, achy mess. What if you could combine soothing pressure, vibrating massage, and heat therapy? Introducing Calming Heat, the revolutionary massaging weighted heating pad. Calming Heat combines the soothing benefits of weighted pressure with the warming relief of an extra-large heating pad, plus massaging vibrations that can be turned on and off. The secret is therapeutic heat that's absorbed into the weighted clay beads, combined with massaging therapy, all stitched in a soft, luxurious fabric, delivering warm, soothing pressure therapy to muscles and joints. Watch, when blasted with air, this regular heating pad blows away, but the weighted pressure and no-slip fabric keep Calming Heat securely in place. Calming Heat is the ideal way to calm muscle aches, loosen stiff joints, helps relieve hand pain, and soothe menstrual cramps.
Calming Heat helps me by relaxing the muscles and also just relieving the tension that I feel.
With the Calming Heat, it has the weighted beads in it so that you can put it anywhere on your body And with the pressure, it'll help the heat get into your muscles quicker for faster relief.
It's a lot bigger. It was able to cover my whole lower back.
Plus, Calming Heat features one-touch control, a convenient 9-foot cord, and automatic shutoff. So while regular heating pads are blown away, Calming Heat's weighted, soothing pressure therapy can last all night and day. Take your relaxation to the next level with Calming Heat by Calming Comfort for just $59.99. As a bonus, you'll get the Stay Clean and Store Bag absolutely free. And Calming Heat comes with a free 1-year warranty. Order today and find out.
Like in Vegas, you do the Trump impersonation.
I do a slight Trump impression that gets rave reviews. The fake news doesn't seem to get it, do they? They have to nothing wrong with Hunter and
Right.
Joe Biden's totally fine. It just goes on and on and on.
Laptop from hell. Mm-hmm.
And they seem to all get the same talking points. Take a look at this.
They are coming out and briefing. They have not seen widespread fraud as of yet.
We're going to fact check this in real time for you tonight because that's not the case. We don't have any evidence of illegal votes in this country.
And there's just no evidence of voter fraud in American elections.
There is no evidence of significant fraud happening in Philadelphia or any place else.
Kimberly, you know how this business works.
Sure.
These folks are saying all this in a studio, like we're in a studio.
Right.
I mean, quite frankly, I'm in Midtown Manhattan, so it's hard for me to find out, but at least I'm open to the possibility.
Well, absolutely. You have a healthy interest in the truth and the veracity, right? And we want to maintain the integrity of the voting system and the process, and that's why we're exercising our constitutional right to do so. But these people are all looking into the same weird crystal ball, right? And saying, oh, yeah, there's no voter fraud. Have they examined any of it? Have they seen any of this?
And I feel like since they're kind of important now and they make all this money and they think, well, you have to bring that to me.
Right.
Instead of us going out there. You know, Rudy Giuliani had this great tip and he made some phone calls and then everyone's like, well, that's not good enough. Bring it to me.
Right.
Instead of maybe they should actually do their job and do a bit of a deep dive and do an investigation to see what's going on. But as usual, we'll do the work for them and show the truth and what's transpired. I mean, I don't know. I think Americans at home don't think it's okay for somebody who's dead, 118 years of age, the person would be, to vote. And this, look, it happens in every election.
Sure.
Every election has anomalies, and this one might have a lot more. Remains to be seen. Kimberly Guilfoyle, good luck. Very much so. Give our best to the president.
Absolutely, we'll do so. We're going to keep fighting for the American people and for an honest and fair election.
Love it. Love it. Thank you so much. And we will be right back.
Stay tuned to get this 5-piece ultra nonstick bakeware set free from Granite Stone. Are you tired of pots that burn, lids that don't fit, and pans that stick? You know you need a new set, but the prices are so high it makes you sick. Well, get ready for a kitchen full of the most durable ultra nonstick cookware at the most affordable price anywhere. Introducing Granite Stone Blue, the fast, easy way to cook gourmet family meals every day. Each piece of Granite Stone cookware is pressed from a solid aluminum disc, then fitted with a stainless steel induction plate for even heat conduction, and coated 3 times with our durable ultra nonstick Granite Stone Blue finish. Granite Stone Blue is oven rated up to 500 degrees for outstanding roasting, and come with vented tempered glass lids to prevent boilover. Plus, all Granite Stone cookware is 100% dishwasher and metal utensil safe. Look, you'd expect to pay up to $500 for a professional quality cookware set, but during this special TV introduction, you can get the Granite Stone Blue 12-piece 5-piece set. Not for $500, $400, or even $300, but for the factory direct price of just 5 easy payments of $49.95. And for everyone who orders today, we're going to drop one payment. You get it all for just 4 easy payments of $49.95. Granite Stone cookware is so durable, it comes with a 10-year warranty. As a bonus, we'll include our self-draining fry basket, stainless steel steamer insert, and the steamer rack, a $50 value, absolutely free. And there's even more. As a special gift, you'll get our 5-piece Granite Stone Blue bakeware set, the fast, easy, ultra non-stick way to bake up your favorite desserts. No grease or oil needed. Together, they're a $110 value, yours free. That's an incredible 20-piece Granite Stone Blue set, all for just 4 easy payments of $49.95. Plus, we'll ship your entire order free. Order now.
Call 1-800-714-6476 or go online to granitestoneblue.com.
When knee pain stops you in your tracks and you need relief to keep you moving, introducing CopperFit Ice, the world's first compression sleeve to include the healing sensation of menthol and the energizing properties of CoQ10. These micro-encapsulated ingredients are infused into the compression fabric and are released and absorbed by your movement. The more you move, the more CopperFit Ice delivers.
This is exactly what I'm looking for. I love the menthol aroma. It's very subtle. That menthol aroma feels like it's working.
I love CopperFit because it works. I used to feel my knees starting to talk to me. The knee says it might be ready to want to retire, and I'm going to keep going a long time longer.
Our most advanced copper-infused compression sleeve yet, in a breathable circular knit with more support for all-day comfort and fast recovery and relief of sore muscles and achy joints.
I don't work without it. I rely on it. I'm wearing CopperFit knee sleeves because it works for me, and I need that.
The cooling sensation of menthol and the energizing properties of CoQ10, activated by motion to keep you in motion.
The more I move, it feels better and better. I haven't experienced anything like this.
When you put it on, wow, the compression. It's great to find something that actually works. I haven't felt this good in years. You can't ask for anything better than that.
The all-new CopperFit Ice, the most comfortable, seamless compression sleeve you will ever wear, guaranteed, or your money back. Get your CopperFit Ice knee sleeve online now at copperfitice.com or call 1-800-701-8259. Order right now and your shipping is free.
You get this one body, you got to take care of it.
If something works, it works, and I want to stick with it.
Sometimes you come to the conclusion that you just can't work out as much anymore.
The most comfortable, seamless compression sleeve you will ever wear, guaranteed, or your money back. Experience your new CopperFit Ice knee sleeve online now at copperfitice.com or call 1-800-701-8259.
Lonnie Morgan here to tell you about Tripathon.org, an amazing effort to send care packages to our troops serving in harm's way. If something works, thanking our troops for their service by sponsoring a heartfelt care package of cookies, coffee, treats, and a personalized note from you. Your tax-deductible gift will help make sure none of our troops are forgotten. Please visit Tripathon.org or 1-844-2-TROOPS today to sponsor a care package for as little as $25. Don't forget, our troops deserve your support. Amazing effort to send care packages to our troops serving in harm's way. If something works, thanking our troops for their service by sponsoring a heartfelt care package of cookies, coffee, treats, and a personalized note from you. Your tax-deductible gift will help make sure none of our troops are forgotten. Please visit Tripathon.org or 1-844-2-TROOPS today to sponsor a care package for as little as $25. Don't forget, our troops deserve your support. Amazing effort to send care packages.
My friends, it is Friday, day 4 of the election, and we still don't have a decision for president. Too many states remain too close to call, and recounts are slated to get underway. Welcome to the Chris Salcedo Show here on Newsmax TV. We're committed to getting you the information you need on election 2020. Congressman Louis Gohmert and Paul Gosar, they are here with updates on Pennsylvania and Arizona. We'll also check in with Jenna Ellis from the Trump campaign. Trish Regan will give us her reaction to the great unemployment numbers for October and why good economic news may be a thing of the past if this nation is cursed with Obama's third term and a Biden victory. Diamond and Silk are here to chat with us about the irregularities we are seeing in Democrat voting precincts and how is rampant fraud in the vote that is on display in Democrat states and cities playing across the globe. Is America now seen as just another banana republic, courtesy of the Democrats' efforts? John Brown will share his perspective. Meanwhile, the Democrats are trying to pressure President Trump into conceding to Nancy Pelosi referred to Beijing Biden as President-elect Biden today. And the mayor of Philadelphia, an idiot who danced a jig in celebration of the city's status as a haven for illegal aliens, he said that President Trump needed to put his big boy pants on and admit defeat. Now, there's only one problem. President Trump and over 69 million Americans are not in the mood to accept Democrats who cheated. If everything is on the up and up, then what's the rush? That's the question we're asking. In tonight's preamble, across social media today, anti-American liberals are doing their best to disperse those who voted against the Democrat socialist agenda. This is a tried and true tactic of the left. The idea is to use suppression polls and disinformation leading up to an election. The polls falsely claiming, for example, Biden will win in a landslide. This depresses Trump turnout. Then get the agendized press to call states early, like, I don't know, Arizona, for example. This is done to project an aura of inevitability for Beijing Biden. Then that same biased press decries Biden's opponents as, quote, sore losers, as CNN opinion host Jim Acosta did today. All because we have a president who opposes socialism and insists that voting irregularities be addressed. By the way, if there are issues that need to be addressed in close races, each campaign has the right to petition the courts for remedy. That is how our system is supposed to work. Plus, we need to get some answers. We'd like to know why the count suddenly stopped in liberal districts on election night. We'd like to know why the GOP has had to go to court several times to force Democrats to let Republicans observe the validity of mail-in ballots in places like Georgia and Pennsylvania. That is the right of both political parties. We'd like to know if thousands of votes were cast in Nevada by people who don't even live there. In the interest of fairness, it's our right to have answers to these questions before we begin discussing accepting the results of any election. I received a note today from a radio listener. She was commenting on the news, stating that Georgia had suddenly gone blue. With magic ballots, by the way, that seemed to keep pouring in over and over and over again. She said she'd no longer listen because she wanted to have hope. Well, you can't blame her, can you? Over half the country is hoping to be spared from higher taxes, high unemployment, government-ordered China virus shutdowns, a depleted military, wide-open borders, defunded police, and our schools degraded into Marxist indoctrination centers. My instinct was to ask her if she wanted the truth or hope. Well, the good news is for patriots, and the bad news for you Democrat socialists out there is I get to provide both truth and hope. President Trump will not give up. He smells something fishy in these Democrat districts, and he's going to get to the bottom of what has happened. Now, many contested states are heading into a recount, as we mentioned. This time, cheating, lying Democrat socialists will not be able to keep the GOP out of the count. We will get a clear picture of just how many fraudulent Democrat ballots corrupted our election through the mail-in ballot scheme launched under the guise of public health. Now, if everything is on the up and up, we will be assured that the election results are as fair as possible. But if massive voter fraud is discovered, we will have proof positive this country can never trust Democrats again with our democracy. Oh, yes. And there should be arrests, lots and lots of arrests. Now, that is something worth waiting for. Now, let's get to your top stories. It's not over, folks. The election goes on. By hook or by crook, Democrats dedicated to stealing this election in many precincts, and progressives are blasting we minorities who wander off the liberal plantation. Here are the latest vote tallies as we stand here tonight. Again, Newsmax has not called any of these states. In Pennsylvania, Beijing Biden is up a little more than 14,000 votes. North Carolina, President Trump leads by a solid 76,000 votes. In Georgia, Mr. Biden nursing a 1,500 vote lead, allegedly, with thousands of military votes still remaining outstanding. In Arizona, Biden leads by just under 40,000 votes, but President Trump is closing. And the campaign is confident the president will win that state. In Nevada, Biden leads by 20,000 votes. Meanwhile, more anecdotal evidence of election fraud at the post office. This is yet another alleged whistleblower who spoke with James O'Keefe at Project Veritas.
All these ballots that are coming in today, tomorrow, yesterday, are all supposed to be postmarked the 3rd.
Do you believe that order still stands?
Yes. No doubt.
All right, let's go to Wisconsin, ladies and gentlemen. Joined now by Jenna Ellis, senior legal advisor to President Trump. Jenna, always great to see you. You saw there James O'Keefe, one of the few investigators out there in the press, working on this, trying to figure out what's going on. The majority of the dishonest press is just checked out. First, which states will we see getting a recount?
Yeah, well, at least we know that Wisconsin, likely Georgia, and we have to wait and see. I mean, what's so remarkable about this election, and I think what's so infuriating to the Republicans and anyone who believes in fundamental freedom and fairness, is that the Democrats are asking us to rush because they want us to trust and not verify. If they were actually confident that Joe Biden won this election freely and fairly, they would have no problem with recounts. They would have no problem with allowing the Trump campaign access to observe the ballots. They would have no problem saying, here, yeah, absolutely, we are for free and fair elections. Every legal vote should count. And have no problem making sure that any of the challenges that the campaign, of course, can bring through the judicial system will ultimately be resolved. That's how our nation functions. That's our process. They want to hurry this up because they are afraid that we will prove that there has been fraud, and that we will also show that perhaps we need to do recounts in more states that'll ultimately lead to a President Trump victory.
All right, Jen, I want to play something from NBC News. Well, hell, we can't call them news anymore. They don't do that over there. Let's just play this. Watch.
We're watching President Trump speaking live from the White House, and we have to interrupt here because the president has made a number of false statements, including the notion that there has been fraudulent voting. There has been no evidence of that. Allegations by his campaign, but his campaign spokespeople unable to provide any evidence.
Mm-hmm. Jenna, is Lester Holt telling the truth with what he just said there?
It's absolutely ridiculous that they would interrupt. And the short answer is no. Lest people, clip this and say, oh, she didn't answer the question. The short answer is no, he's not telling the truth. And what Lester Holt doesn't understand is that when you have an allegation and you file a lawsuit, the proof is in court. It's when you actually litigate. It's not about just coming forward and saying, okay, here's all of the proof and let me wave that in front of the cameras. And also, he's not recognizing that when we're not allowed to observe with meaningful access, then we don't know if there are legal versus illegal votes being counted and exactly what's going on. So that's part of the litigation. But for the mainstream media, for Lester Holt to interrupt the president in the middle of his speech to fact check is nothing more than wanting to censor the American people from actually hearing what the president has to say. Lester Holt has the rest of his entire show. He has a very well-followed Twitter account, many other platforms that he can fact check President Trump all he wants later. But to actually jump in as if something is dangerous or misleading, like outlets have accused him, have accused President Trump of, is absolutely irresponsible journalism. When the president of the United States is making a statement, or even when candidate Joe Biden is making a statement, the American people deserve to hear for themselves what these two individuals are saying, and then we can talk about it after.
Yeah, Jenna, I completely agree. Lester Holt wasn't practicing journalism. Lester Holt believes he and the rest of the press, not the courts, that they will be the arbiters and the deciders of what is factual and what is what is legal. It is absolutely absurd. Of course, that's not their role, but they haven't been journalists, as I said, for quite some time. Appreciate the time, Jenna, as always. Keep us posted. Joined now by our friend Trish Regan, host of the Trish Regan Intel podcast. It's our first chance, Trish, to catch up since election night. America went to sleep on Tuesday night with the president comfortably ahead in Wisconsin and Michigan, and that all changed by Wednesday morning, and the process has repeated itself every single day since. Today you saw Biden go in front in Pennsylvania and Georgia. What's your sense of what we're seeing here?
Wow, I think that every American right now has a right to feel like they need a better verification process. I mean, this is not right, what's happening. I think you're going to wind up in a situation, Chris, with half the country basically not trusting the results of the election. How bad is that? In other words, why is it that we suddenly keep finding these votes that are coming out of thin air? Or why is it that the counting suddenly stops? I mean, the broken pipe in Georgia in the middle of the night, for goodness sakes, I'm sorry, guys, it's kind of a big deal election. States should have been better prepared for this. I'm disappointed in many states all across the country, and I have a lot of questions I mean, a lot of questions. Just look at the Project Veritas report. Apparently, a postal worker there talking about how they had to backdate effectively some of the ballots to the day before. And then you've got a situation in Pennsylvania, right, where the court's okaying ballots that don't have a clear time stamp or a clear date stamp. I mean, or are not verified.
Right.
I mean, this is troubling stuff.
Yeah, I want to ask you, because we got a great jobs report, and perhaps maybe because of President Trump's administration of the economy, maybe the